Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the test account and we're going to be breaking down the Graveborn and really trying out the brand new hero that we got to see if she is being used anywhere. Now this is of course the Devoured Air Lethos, and I want to go run through the Arena of Trials and really test her for a little bit. Now as a damage healer, she's kind of interesting in her build, being more of a single target, not a huge buffer out of there, but also having that frontal cone AoE. I want to see exactly where her damage comes in. So we're going to go to the equal level at 360 like we normally do. Check out exactly what she's doing, kind of where the damage is coming in by herself. Then, of course, we'll add a few more heroes in here. Now, right off the bat, the survivability of this hero is definitely an issue. That is what we've seen from looking at just early testing, looking at even the regular trials. Survivability, not a ton of survivability in there, but I want to see kind of where this damage comes in. So 48, so that's about right on par where we normally see a regular hero or even an awakened hero within the trials itself. This, of course, going to be very dependent because this hero can also be crowd controlled. And as you can see, the AoE doesn't seem to be hitting Isabella in the back, almost like she's too far away. Kind of makes me question what single target is going to look like and where exactly kind of that break point is going to be for this hero. Not only damage wise, but also the ability. And I also want to run through, see if she's being used, in the Cursed Realm, in the Nightmare Corridor, and some of the regular places. Because on the test server, she has already been out going on a week. So a lot of players that have access to the trial version or a lot of whales go ahead and build the hero out day one. I know Windsor, Rockstar, or Rocksta, a couple other heroes or players that will build it out right off the get-go. But I also want to kind of try her with some other DPS and see exactly where she's falling in. Now, this one, again, a little bit more crowd control here, does have a little bit of immunity, but you can see overall, even at the same level, we're not seeing a really super strong build. Even with the hero itself, you can see very hard to take down a couple targets. I know this is pretty tough with Silas, got the immunity in there, but we do get it done. Now it's going to make me kind of question 122 million is what it's going to look like when we get to a little bit of a higher level deficiency. And I'm not sure where the damage is going to scale with her because there have been a lot of questions over on Reddit and Discord that we've actually gotten about this hero on how exactly does it work, what exactly affects, what isn't affected. So 37 right there. Because remember, looking at this hero, it is kind of a different build that we've seen because I believe the health loss is tied to the erosion. So the more and the higher that we're building this hero up with erosion, which on here, we don't have any collections at all on the test server. I've never even ran the Ghoulish Gallery, anything like that to get any of those collections. But here we go. So now we're at a 50 level deficiency. I want to see kind of what this looks like and see, guys, damage wise, I know there's a little bit of a healing in there that she's providing, or that I believe it is a he, if I remember the story correctly. There we go. So 5 kills right there. Let's see where it scales up our damage to 138. So pretty decent in there. I'm just wondering a few of these teams, if we go even 100 level deficiency, or if this hero is going to get bursted down, because right there's a lot of crowd control. Again, has kind of a little bit of a life leech in there, a little bit of a heal. Yeah, I mean, taking some of the targets out himself. So here, even healing, yeah, 13 million healing, 14 million in the damage taking. So even getting the buffs up on this hero, and that's where I'm wondering, like a minute 30 battle might work for like a cursed realm. Of course, treasure scramble, it's kind of up in the air with if this hero is going to be used or where it's going to be used. But overall, it's interesting to see because of the ability to kind of protect himself. 82 million in that one. And this, of course, was the hard one that we were having some difficulty to go ahead and get through. Again, there's that big frontal cone AoE. Yeah, hitting all of those targets. All right, so doing pretty well. Again, not run over, not steamrolled with the damage in there. Let's try going up, and yeah, the healing seems about 18 right there. Let's go up another 50 levels. So this is a 100 level deficiency, and seeing where this is going to work and if this is going to work. All right, so got a little bit of healing in there. And this one, of course, damage-wise, a little bit of a buffer in there because of Grez's minions. All right, so not getting run over like we kind of thought at 100 level deficiency. But can we get through there? Which we do. I mean, took over a minute in there to get through that battle. Yeah, 437 million. Again, doing pretty decent. And I know collections on here again. It seems like this is going to be a very, very um interesting build with having kind of that erosion collection on a warrior hero. Again, that's going to be a little bit of a different build with the health loss and what is going on with this hero to maximize the damage. So there is 101. Let's go for another 50 levels. I just want to see where kind of the break point is for this hero and where the hero is actually going to um die. Because I know right up front, right there, takes pretty good damage. All right, so I don't think, I mean, even looking here, as the damage isn't even moving. Remember, this also doesn't have the Elder Tree buff. Like I said, we don't have the collections on here, but it is kind of a slow burn back here. And I'm wondering if we almost don't produce enough damage to take down the rest of these targets based on the ads that we have here. Yeah, because I mean, we're not even getting close. Well, yeah, their Gruz goes down. Yeah, we timed out on this one. 812 million. Again, it kind of timed out in this one. So let's run it through and let's put in one of the support heroes. So let's drop in one of our support heroes, or let's see what we can do with Estrilda. Now remember, Estrilda is going to provide that shield for this hero in its entirety. And I'm just kind of wondering where damage wise it's going to come in, just in comparison, dropping at least one damage dealer in each of these formations. So 43 to 46, which I know the Awakened Hero, not really a huge comparison in there. And I'm trying to think some of our regular damage dealing heroes that we have in here. I know heroes like Scion, a couple other ones. I feel like the damage for these two it's not even going to be in the same ball game. The Draconic hero versus kind of the regular hero. And most of the big damage dealers we're seeing right now are the Draconic heroes, are the Awakened heroes, 153, 11 right there. But let's go ahead. And I know Skyland's going to be crazy with the damage. Halia might be a little bit similar. Not a huge damage dealing hero out there, but we know with it being a highborn Draconic hero, it might be a little bit similar. I'm almost wondering with support that if we had some heroes in there like Aurelia, now Halia gets run over right there, just kind of freight trained. Now this, of course, a lot of shielding out of here. And again, I don't feel like we're putting enough damage to get through a lot of this shielding that we have. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the damage is going to scale. I feel like this is going to be one where we might just run out of time because we can't even get through those guards. Which, there we go. We got through the guards. Couple seconds left. With 16 seconds left, we do take the hero out. 331. Yeah, Halia, like I said, got absolutely steamrolled. That's a problem that we do see with Halia as well. Dies out pretty quick. I wonder like a Lucius. Let's get the SP of Lucius out of here. I feel like Lucius is just gonna dominate the damage. Now remember, Lucius is pretty squishy, especially when we get into that level deficiency. Really does make a big difference. We could also put some support in here and see exactly where this hero can kind of maximize the damage in there. But let's see where Lethos's damage comes in. 91, 265. Yeah, I'm not sure. Kind of as a continuous damage dealer, let's throw in a support. So let's drop out damage. Let's throw in like an Aurelia. Let's throw in Demia. There we go. So we'll throw in Demia as a little bit of a buffer back there. We can swap in. We can put a couple different ones in here, including Aurelia. We can put in Palmer. We can try a few different ones. Yeah, taking a lot of damage right there. Yeah, and I feel like Demia's damage is just kind of crazy. Yeah, 391, 21 million. Ooh, that's not even close to where we're seeing. Let's throw a Zora in there. I'm just kind of curious with a couple different heroes and a couple different working in the formation. And Zora just wrecks everybody, guys. Look at that. Literally dropping everyone in there. I love Zora. The methodology behind Zora, 165. Yeah, 2 million damage in there. All right, let's see another. Oh, where's another good buffer? Let's throw Lan in there. Land, pretty good buffer, good energy regeneration in there. And I'm almost wondering if this hero is going to be a really kind of that niche formation hero that we're seeing. And most of you know, if you watch some of the videos, I hate when it is kind of a one niche hero. So 154, yeah, 119 in there might be the energy regeneration that we need to really get this hero going. Wonder even like a old school hero that is strictly just some energy regeneration. Now, if you guys remember, the builder used to be such just an absolute epic 100% must have hero within AFK Arena. Halos, the crafter. Um, yeah, so here, see, I feel like it's a little bit dodged down. We still have the cube that's up. We did get the buff out of here. And that frontal cone doesn't go across the whole entire area like we seen earlier with Isabella. It looks like it does, but it wasn't hitting Isabella in that back row. I don't know if we can get through this. We have a lot of minions that are up. Again, we got some pretty good healing. There we go. We got through it. Got through it at the 5-second mark. Yeah, 519 in there. Let's see. Another good buffer. We have Vithiel in here. Let's put like a Palmer in here, or even, yeah, let's throw a Palmer in here. Again, because we know Palmer is going to be a pretty good buffer. There we go. So we got some more levels up on Lethos. Got the SSS tier buffed up. Jerome goes down. Come on, we know there's the AoE. Yeah, the AoE took out about everybody in that one. But of course, Wukong's kind of a pain. I still want to see the Awakened version of Wukong. I think that would be just absolutely epic to see. But can we get through this one? And I like the ground pound, kind of that crowd control there. So 615. So yeah, I mean the right formation might be able to get away with having some heavier damage in here. Let's see with another buffer. Because of course that's going to be crit damage amplification from Palmer. So Lethos should be doing a lot more damage in here. And of course we have a lot more healing. Still looks like Jerome is going to go down. Maybe not. Maybe we can get Wukong out of this, which we do. SSS buff right there on Lethos. 186, even 161 from Palmer. That is pretty incredible. So guys, let's check over in the Nightmare Corridor. Let's see in the Curse Realm exactly where the hero is being used. Now, it's pretty interesting because, of course, with this Rite of Madness, again, there were a lot of questions. The attack speed boost from every point of erosion is increased. That is where thinking about the hero itself and where these stats are going to fall. If you're stacking a lot of erosion, and that's where I think this hero might be kind of broken. If you stack a huge amount of erosion on here, which again is going to require you to get a tanking collection that is specifically erosion on there to make sure that this Rite of Madness is staying up. Then, of course, looking at the plus 30 engraving, each strike deals additional damage, additional health loss equal to 80% of the attack rating. And then he gains a shield right there, again, survivability. And then with some of the enchanted attacks in here, again, the vitality in the buffer. So there is a debuffing aspect in there that is going to work. And again, that's where I think like PvP. But then, of course, this one, the erosion boost from each stack of Blood Boon is increased to 5 points. Again, I feel like if we're stacking a very, very strong erosion set on here, might really make a big difference with this hero and exactly how the hero is working. So let's look through, guys, and see if this hero is actually being used anywhere. Because again, on the test server, most people do build the hero out very early. The leaderboard, let's look at Rocksta. We do have the Windsor in there, a couple of their big shout out to them, guys. So in here, we still do have, look, like a best in slot, like a not even using that SP effect in there. Then we have Marcio, of course, still waiting to see when Marcio's coming. Vika as the one-off, Scion still being used. Nyla's in there and Skyline as well. And then we do have Envy. We've been looking at Windsor. I think it's going to be about the same. Marcio, yep, we have Vika, we have Scion. Yeah, so very similar with the formation. Nyla really maxing it out right there. Let's go ahead in Nightmare Corridor and see. Rocksta crushing it again. Still got the Windsor down there as well. So we got Scion again, utility kind of crazy. Waken version of Scrath is in there. Now there's a Strilda as a damage dealer. So very interesting again on that one to see. We have Envy used again, Marcio used again, and then the Awakened version of Athelia, but not seeing the Graveborn used anywhere. I'm not sure if the Treasure Scramble is up right now. Here's of Vesperia are up. That actually came up on the test server, which I didn't mean. Usually Treasure Scramble is in the very top. So let me look and see if anywhere in the Treasure Scramble, if this hero is being used. Let's go ahead and confirm a place. Let's look at our rankings in here. Boom. And it looks like it's very early with the teams. Right here, we have Goran in here. We have Zora. Yeah, not seeing the hero being used. Going to be interesting. So it might be a pass to build with the new hero, guys. Overall, I thought maybe there'd be a game mode where we're seeing this hero being used. Now, again, we don't know exactly how the combat rating or how the power cap for this hero is going to be used and if this hero is going to be used. But all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the new hero. And as always, thank you for watching.